Hi, everybody. It's David here with Fidelity again. On this week's episode of the Title Minute, I'm going to share with you how title companies calculate rates for the sale of real property. Now, what's really interesting about title fees is they're actually built on a sliding scale, meaning there is no formula of a base price with a certain number per thousand. What we do is we actually use a rate book. And the rate books look something like this. We also have a digital copy of the rate book. So I'm going to show you how we use that rate book to calculate title. Okay, everyone. Now this is the digital copy of our Fidelity rate book. So the first thing we need to do in order to determine what the owner's policy price is on the sale of a property is we need to know the actual sales price. The sales price is what determines what rate we use. So let's go with $875,000. So what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down here in our rate book. As you see, they're listed as a range. So 875,000 falls below 870 and 880. So this is actually going to be the rate that we use. Now, the next thing that you need to know about these books is we actually look at which column to use. We actually use the Alta homeowners rate. That's the standard policy that title companies issues unless someone asks for something different. All we do is we look at the Alta homeowners rate column and we find our sales price, which is going to be $875. So right there, it's this second column. So the title premium for the owner's policy is $2,246 for a sales price of $875,000. And you can see that that $2,246 premium, that's going to be the same whether it's $870,001 all the way up to an $880,000 purchase price. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to use the rate book to calculate what the buyer's policy is going to be. Now remember, there's two title insurance policies when someone sells their property if there is a loan. There's always going to be an owner's title insurance policy. That's the ALTA, which I already showed you. The second policy is called the concurrent lender's policy. Now, that's typically paid for by the buyer, and that premium is based upon the loan amount. So we use $875,000 as our sales price. We already calculated the Alta owner's policy. So let's say on that purchase, the buyer's loan is $600,000, just like the owner's policy. So we've already showed you how to calculate the owner's title policy, which is based upon the sales price of the property. Now, the buyer might potentially also have a title policy that they need to purchase if they're taking out a loan to purchase the property. We call that policy the Alta concurrent lender's policy. And in order to calculate it, we just base that upon the loan amount. So let's say our loan amount is $600,000. The first thing that you should know is which column here to look at. We're going to look at this third column, the Alta concurrent loan rate. So for a $600,000 loan, right here, we have $600,000 to $610,000. The third column is $1,034. So the Alta concurrent lender's rate, or what the buyer is going to pay for their loan, is going to be $1,034. And that's how we calculate the title premiums. There's one for the seller called the owner's premium, and that's based on the sales price. There's a second one if the buyer has a loan called the Alta concurrent lender's rate, and that's if their buyers have a loan and it's based upon the sales price of the property. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Title Minute. Be sure to subscribe and everybody stay safe out there.